this year has been difficult for many reasons. And for me, myself personally, I often think, what can I do? I feel unmoored and unanchored. And then I think of you. You guys are so much more advanced than we were at your ages. You guys are fearless. You guys are determined. You're passionate, and you're just whip smart. So the future is in your hands, and we are there to support you.
The intention of this program, why we created it, was not just to help you all achieve your dreams, but really plant the seeds for future programs. I'm already thinking about next year's fellows, the fellows after that, and 10, 15 years from now. Those fellows are going to be the people who you mentor, who reach out to you, who will look to you for guidance. And I just want to urge you all to be open to give that guidance and be open to lifting others up with you.
Thank you for being smart. Thank you for being amazing. Thank you for investing in yourself this summer. Please use the contacts that you've gotten to get yourself to the next level, and please rely on us to help you get there.
I'm so lucky to work somewhere where our CEO and our whole organization really saw the vision of why we should invest in something like this for our students. We automatically knew we wanted to go with Rutgers Newark. They're our most amazing partner. We're so thankful for CPRA and their partnership on this program. And we're so thankful for all of you. You've really made an impact. You've made a difference. I know it's been a tough summer policy-wise, but like Dr. Jones said, just find you all so inspirational, and I hope you've all had a great experience.
Being here is honestly a dream come true. This is something that nobody in my family has ever done. Some people haven't even left New York or New Jersey, so being here is very important to my family. Everybody's super proud of me, and I think it's a big step for us because I have a lot of younger cousins, I have younger siblings, so I want them to know that it takes a lot of work to be here, but once you get here, it's very, very impactful. And I think when I go back home, what I really want to bring back is a louder voice, I would say. I want to educate people on what this place actually is and what happens here.
You're putting 20 of the most diverse students from all walks of life, from all parts of the world, all backgrounds, and you're asking them some of the most challenging questions in society today. You're asking them about transgender care, and you're asking them about whether abortion should be legal. You're asking about really hot topics with an incredible wide range of backgrounds, which you wouldn't find at any other institution.
This program gives students the opportunity to explore and to really dive deep into the legislative process. Normally, minority groups wouldn't get the chance to do so in a regular setting, and the program provides that opportunity to us.
The role that CPRA plays in this whole internship, this whole experience it's amazing. Without them, I feel like this, for a lot of people, especially from the community that I come from, especially from Rutgers Newark, would be really inaccessible. I wouldn't have the means to move here, to get housing. It just takes out the worries of having to stress financially.
It was a great relief for me. I had been in the process of finding an internship and I did not have any housing, and it was a big burden to me because I thought I was going to have to cancel going to DC. For a minute I was thinking, well, I can't apply to this job because I don't have anywhere to live and I don't have the funds to pay rent, astronomical rent prices. I wouldn't have been here. I wouldn't have been able to afford housing. I wouldn't have been able to afford anything else extra. And I'm eternally grateful for the program for funding me to come here.
It's not feasible for everyone to relocate here. And to spend the money to be here over the summer, I think that's just not realistic. And I think that's where you get only a certain group of people who are able to be here. And I think that's why I'm so grateful for the CPRA program, because to be truthful, without it, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be standing right in front of you.
I would have never been able to come to DC, and I'm so grateful that I was able to be a part of this program because I learned so much here. I am of Hispanic background. I'm first generation. So the college life in general was really hard to navigate, and I was working to support myself and my family. So when I saw this internship program, what drew me to the program was that, it's in DC and it was covered, so I didn't have to worry about the financial burden of being here. and it's DC. It's like one of the central places for like historic movements, like criminal justice movements and human rights movements, and I really wanted to be a part of that.
I would say my very first challenge was imposter syndrome. I'm in business, I'm in media, and I'm in arts. So going into the political realm was such a new territory for me. So my first 2 weeks on the Hill was more of me just questioning myself, why am I here? And it was around my 3rd week on the Hill that I was able to realize that yes, a lot of people here don't look like me. Yes, a lot of people here don't come from my background. You know, being a Caribbean immigrant, being black, you know, being Afro-Caribbean, these different things. I know there's not a lot of people on Capitol Hill here that looks like me and from my background and have the experience that I have, but I'm blessed with the core that I have from my Capitol Hill Fellowship program, because these are all people that look like me, come from the similar background. And going into my 3rd week, I started to focus more on, instead of me trying to figure out why I'm here, let me just take full advantage of the resources.
We've been seeing a lot of stagnation, and one of the best ways to get into civic engagement is by voting and also participating as well. I definitely want to start going to more hearings and also putting my voice out, reading the legislation as well. This internship has offered me a different perspective. We get to have some impact on specific legislation, so we get to attend briefings, hearings, and also inform our legislative staff about what's going on. What it does is like introduce a lot of underrepresented communities to the lifestyle here, and also the connections and people that you can meet here that will, you know, be here with open arms and offer you opportunities that, you know, not a lot of people can be given. But it's also important for us to also give back to the community that has helped us get here as well. There's a lot of community here that you're not alone.
We get calls all the time. Like, I remember one of the people that we get calls from is also another Middle Easterner. She asked if there's a Middle Eastern person working in the office, and the intern named me, and she said, I am so grateful because somebody can understand what I'm talking about.
People look up to these people for examples, and when they don't see that they're being represented, they feel like they don't have a voice. And if you don't see the people that look like you in Congress, it's like, are they really representing you? Do they really understand the unique struggles you have as a Hispanic, Black, or any minority group?
I was born in Iran, and my family and I moved to New Jersey, and we grew up in a very small town that was often not very accepting of us being immigrants and me being from a different culture. And so I often witnessed, not only myself, but a lot of my peers getting discriminated often. And so it made me somebody who spoke out often and tried to be an advocate where I can be, and especially very engaged with my community. I spent most of my summers volunteering where I could. And so that led me to a very huge interest in policy. That's why I focus on political science. And so when I was offered this opportunity to be on Capitol Hill, I was very interested.
It's something that I just was so happy to even be a part of. And just meeting people from different areas of the country, from different backgrounds, immigrants, the people that were born here. It's fascinating, and you really get to learn more about yourself and also society as a whole. We have to focus on public officials that are baked into their communities, because they understand the issues there, they understand what problems are most urgent and to be faced and how to face them. So just to have that diversity of communities is incredibly important.
Dr. Jones talks in his book about how, you know, the Hill is like the last plantation. That's the title of his book. And I think me being here has showed me how true that really is. You see in positions of power on the Hill how non-diverse and how homogenous they truly are. You don't see a lot of representation as a queer individual. You don't see a lot of representation of people of color. And so I think that until we have the voices in positions of power, people who come from those unique backgrounds and those diverse parts of the world, I don't think we're going to reach true social justice.
I know in the political climate that we're in right now, it's really hard to have hope, but I feel like we're Gen Z, like we're the new generation, and I feel like we need to take advantage of opportunities, and we need to be there in these places. We need to take up these places, take up space, and speak for our communities and work with them.
I think that so many people are expecting the answer to be like right in front of them, or to just show up like this huge sign or this huge calling saying, oh, go and do this right now. It's like, no, what you really have to do is just look around yourself, see what are the issues, and then go for it.
What I see myself doing is really creating those pipelines and programs with like the CPRA and Braven, and also finding ways of like, how can I educate high school students on this? Just creating that pipeline of knowledge of like, this is what you can do, this is how you can engage, in your community with nonprofits, with local governments. The opportunities are endless.